The Runaway. The story and illustrations are by A.J. Macgregor and the verses are by W. Perring. Sandy gazed upon the rabbits playing blithely in the sun. Sandy's little heart was breaking. Why, he thought, can't I have fun? Why should I be here forgotten in this prison rabbit hutch? Sandy's tears were flowing faster, but it didn't help him much. Down among the happy rabbits, someone noticed Sandy's plight. Bobbity was touched with pity, came along to set things right. Bobbity said, "No more weeping, soon we'll have you out of that." Pulled and struggled hard, but Sandy seemed to be a little fat. Michael, Sandy's little master, having mixed the milk and bran, came towards them, rather frightened. Bobbity just turned and ran. Off he sped away to freedom, through the fence and down the hill, leaving Sandy to his master, just a lonely prisoner still. Michael, who had noticed nothing, meant to put the bowl inside, opened up the hutch and Sandy darted out. Then Michael cried, "Sandy, Sandy, naughty Sandy, now you've spilt your lovely tea. Come back here at once, this minute." Sandy didn't stay to see. Hop, skip, hoppity went Sandy as the bowl went tumbling down. Michael looked his last on Sandy, bobbing tail and flash of brown. Down the hill and through the woodland scampered Sandy, free at last. Thought no more of little Michael and his rabbit hutch he passed. Made a beeline for the warren, there his furry friends to find. Didn't think that lonely Michael hadn't meant to be unkind. Sandy found a funny notice, though it didn't matter much. Read, "Beware the fox," and giggled, "Silly rabbit from a hutch." But when Mr. Fox came prowling, Sandy had a twinge of fear, hid behind a sturdy tree trunk, cocked a timid little ear. Saw him tearing up the notice, felt a sudden awful fright. Sandy's heart went pitter-patter, and he bolted out of sight. Mr. Fox went prowling further on his rabbit hunting way. Bobbity appeared, and Sandy came out eagerly to play. Bobbity said, "Hello, Sandy, would you like to come with me to the woodland picnic party? Here's a notice on the tree." Hand in hand they went together through the leafy sunlit wood. Sandy's nervousness had vanished and he thought, "This will be good." Now, a woodland picnic party was a very special thing. Woodland mice and woodland rabbits gathered round to dance and sing. Round the mighty toadstool table, underneath a leafy sky, while they gazed upon the banquet, apples, carrots, bramble pie. Then at last the guests were seated. Woodland rabbits, woodland mice, fell upon the feast with gusto. No one had to ask them twice. Cherries, acorns, lettuce vanished in the twinkling of an eye. No one noticed wily Foxy on the scent and lurking by. Silently he padded forward. Owlie from his hole in tree saw him, so he called a warning. "To-wit, to-wit, to-woo-woo-woo," went he. At that sudden startling signal, all the woodland folk in fright disappeared below the table, shrank together out of sight. Very still and very silent, listening for the slightest sound. Then they scarcely heard a rustle. Wily Fox came sniffing round, saw the now deserted table with a glistening greedy eye, then with many a grunt and gurgle sat and ate the bramble pie. Then old Foxy, full and drowsy, dropped his head and fell asleep. When he heard him faintly snoring, Sandy just risked one peep. Whispered softly to the others, "Foxy's sleeping, not a sound." Out they came in breathless silence, crept a tiptoe homeward bound. Once around the nearest tree trunk, off they fled in anxious haste. Would old Foxy wake and see them? Owl cried, "No!" and on they raced. So at last they reached the warren, bolted quickly down below. Bobbity was first, then Sandy, safe where Foxy couldn't go. Bobbity had lit the lantern. Sandy caught his breath again, so they finished tea in comfort, snug and safe down Rabbit Lane. Sandy's mind went back to Michael and the empty rabbit hutch, and he felt a little sorry Michael wouldn't like it much, for he didn't know that Michael found another rabbit pet, black and white and very friendly, and he doesn't know it yet.